Today I am finding some pieces out at Dollar Tree that you need to look for before these sell out. These are some really fun projects that look high-end, easy to do, and on a budget. Please leave me a big thumbs up and let's get started. I was so impressed with these candle holders. They are the perfect shape. I know so many times we take a regular candle holder stick or a candlestick and put under a container, but this one actually looks really good how it gets bigger at the bottom and smaller at the top. So I am pairing these with two of these larger vases or candle holders that I found at Dollar Tree. Now these are in the Dollar Tree Plus section and I did pay $3 each, but this is going to make it look so much more high-end than using a smaller glass. So the first thing I knew I wanted to do was actually paint the bottom black to make this look like it actually goes together and it's not just clear. So I love to take my painter's tape and put a row of it at the bottom, and then I use that as a spacer and then wrap it around the top. So you do have to try to work with it a little bit to get it to go around the vase, but after you get the top piece in place, then you just pull away that first little layer that's just kind of being used as a spacer, and you can paint this. But then I'm taking some black chalk paint and just painting this, letting it completely dry, and then doing a second coat. And I know a lot of people worry about paint scratching off of glass, but when you use like a thick chalk paint, if you do let it completely cure overnight, it seems to last really good for me. These are pieces that I'm going to be using in my bookshelves or bookcases by the fireplace, but I feel like these look so good. They look paint dipped, it makes them look higher end, and then they're ready to put on that candle holder. Now this is going to be a set that I'm going to set together, so one of them I'm just putting on the candle holder. But after I pulled my paint off, the paint wasn't 100% perfect. It was on one, and I would have used that one as is. But the second one, it had a couple of little flaws where I didn't get it perfectly straight. So my perfect secret to cover that up is just to take any ribbon. This is like a gorgeous satin velvety ribbon that has two different textures on it. So I think it looks really high end, really fun. Just glue that over it. No one's ever going to know. And then just use your favorite adhesive here. I'm just opting for hot glue to be really quick. I do re-secure it with a little bit more hot glue around the edges. And then these are ready to go. You could pour your own wax in here. I decided to use these candles that I found at Dollar Tree. They're $1.25 for these luminescent candles. They already have the little batteries in there, so you don't even have to worry about popping any batteries in there. And these are one of my favorite. I feel like they look so nice. I know I did a video with larger candles, and I'll put that link down below, but these work perfect for the smaller containers. Alright, next up we are using some rope from the Dollar Tree. I know that Dollar Tree sells a couple of different kinds of rope, so for this one I want to use the thicker ones. I'm sharing with you all the two different ropes that my Dollar Tree had, and one of them is just a little bit wider, a little bit bigger than the other one. So that's the one I'm going to be using so it doesn't take as much to create like this fun basket. Now you'll need a container. You don't have to use glass. I know it can be a little risky if you are applying any pressure to the glass. I'm going to be super careful today to not push on the glass very hard at all. I'm just going to be twisting it inside of this rope basket. So to get started, I'm just using the rope and kind of curling it in on itself so that I get a perfect base until it fits the size of the container that I want, and then start moving it up on the container. Now you can see that I am spinning this container every few seconds to make sure that if any of the hot glue touches it, it's not going to be gluing it in place. I keep turning the glass container so that I know I'll be able to remove this whenever all of the hot glue has completely cooled and it's time to just reveal the basket. So I end up going around and around until I get it the height that I want. Alright, so this should do it. I went about halfway up, and then you can tell I'm trying to be super careful. Apply the pressure to the rope basket. I can't express this enough. You do not want to break this glass with your hand. But I keep messing with it until I got the basket pulled off. Now it will have a little bit of excess hot glue that you can see. I tried really hard not to get it to seep out of the edges. but I just used my heat gun to kind of heat up any hot glue that seeped out, and then you can just take like a little tool to wipe it away. Also, if you use a lighter very carefully, you can singe away any of the excess hairs. And then I wasn't sure how I wanted to do handles, but I knew just for decorative purposes I wanted to put some little handles on the side, so I just tied a couple of knots in this and glued it, especially covering up where the rope ended. So just put a dot of glue and then held these in place until they were nice and secure. And then I found the most gorgeous little real life Easter flowers at Walmart. So I didn't even cut them down to size. I just folded the little stems, set them in this basket, and this looks perfect for springtime. Alright, so speaking of springtime and spring flowers, you can pick up any flowers that you like at the Dollar Tree. I love these new little, I kind of call them velvety flowers, but they are really fun to use. I found this wooden box at the Dollar General. It was $5, and I think I even got it on sale. So just look for pieces like this. It's so easy to do. I've even been seeing wooden boxes at TJ Maxx and Ross, and you would be able to create even a bigger one. But I thought this would be a fun way to display some of my favorite florals. I tried to arrange it so it looked intentional and not just like I was storing some flowers in there, but I tried to bring all of the flowers to the front, push in any of the grass pieces that were way too long. You could put a piece of styrofoam in here and glue down every piece, but I don't think that you have to do that, especially if it's something that you want to change up for the season. Maybe I could put some like sunflowers in here for fall. But then I took a couple of the little flowers off of the purple because that's one of my favorite colors and just stuck these in the front. And this is such a fun way to add in just a pop of greenery, more textures, and it definitely fits in with my springtime decor. Alright, so I still have some of these leftover lanterns, and I wanted to fix one up really cute for spring while keeping my modern look so it fits more into my decor and I won't get tired of super bright decor everywhere. So for this, I picked up one of these small little candle holders. I am so impressed with all of the glass small little candle holders like this for taper candles that they're putting out at Dollar Tree, and I'm actually using this one as a little stand. You could have just glued some tower blocks together, but I thought it made it look really nice, especially if any of it shows through the greenery. I have this little bird left over from last year, so I glued it right on top, but I am expecting Dollar Tree to put out some, or Walmart puts out birds, or Ross or TJ Maxx. Anywhere has plain little solid birds that you could use for this. And then some more of my favorite flowers. I'm gluing these in place because I want them to stand where I'm putting them and trying to lay them down enough so that you will be able to see the bird. And then popping the little flowers off, putting them in place. And I ended up adding a little bow to the top just to soften up the look a little bit and look more like springtime. You could definitely go more for like a soft pastel bow, but I thought this kind of kept it neutral while adding that pop of pink and greenery. I'm so excited to decorate my home for springtime. I cannot wait to get started, so I thought this will be a fun addition to that. I have been seeing a version of these leaves for the last couple of years, and Dollar Tree put out some new ones. I grabbed those as well as one of those black little crock pieces or containers that you can put on your countertop for your wooden spoons. But here is another really fun idea using the largest glass container at Dollar Tree as well as this little black container. I am putting it right inside, gluing it in place, and then putting some rocks in between. This adds so much fun texture while keeping more of muted tones. Dollar Tree offers white rock, black rock, as well as this mixed with the tan and brown, which I love the most for projects like this, and just adds in more earthy tones and looks really high end. Who else agrees with me that pulling the tags off of the artificial flowers and stems like this is so annoying? I wish they would find a better way to attach the tag. I always pull on it and it pops the flower off and I have to put it back on or take the time, so I usually do that off camera, but I pop these leaves down inside, and this is a huge arrangement created with Dollar Tree pieces that looks like you purchased it from a store. Another fun piece that caught my eye were these velvet frames. So you don't really pay attention to them at first, but when you get the plastic off of them, it really shows up. I love the texture of it. It looks vintage to me and things I've seen on Anthropology and Pottery Barn's website. So I knew I had to grab these and make them over. You could like Mod Podge press flowers in here or put any printed off artwork that you have or just use a real photo like it's intended. But I found this really fun vine wallpaper and I feel like it coordinated perfect. It's got the same hues of the tan and brown in there and it just all looks vintage to me, like vintage style. Really cool. I love it. So I think this will be so gorgeous on some bookshelves. So I end up just using the backing for a template, cut it down to size, pop these in the frame, and it's ready to go. But this is going to add so much more dimension and I just can't get over that velvet frame. You definitely can use Dollar Tree succulents if that's what you want to, but I found on the clearance section at Target this box of succulents for $7, and at first that seemed a little pricey, but then it had a ton in here, and I knew if I wanted to purchase succulents at the Dollar Tree it would have cost me a lot more because you have to pay $1.25 and there's so many in here. So I wanted to display them in a really cute little way. So I am taking one of these boxes with the metal little tag on the front. I just hot glued some beads to the bottom and then stuck in one of these round styrofoam pieces. This fit perfectly. I thought I was going to have to cut it down to size. Just glued it in place, put a little bit of moss over it because I don't want any of that styrofoam showing through. I feel like that just kind of degrades your project really fast whenever all the styrofoam shows, especially if it's white because you can tell it's fake. But then took these fun little succulents and just kind of filled it in, and I'll be able to set this on a book to really raise it up even higher, and I feel like it turned out really good. After I got all the succulents in there, I feel like it needed just a tiny bit something extra, so I took a few little greenery pieces and popped those in as well. But a really fun piece that is perfect once again for spring and summer. I had so much fun putting these projects together. They just get me so excited for the warmer months to come. Please leave me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below which project was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting! Bye!